Hi. If you were a leaf, where would you be?
A leaf?
A leaf.
I think I would be on a tree with a ladybug.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
On a tree. And that's about.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
In New York City.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
I would be in Illinois, falling from a tree.
You be.
On the biggest tree in the world.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
In the ocean. On a train.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
On the ground.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
Standing on top of a pond.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
On the ground.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
I'll probably be on a tree.
I can't hear you.
I'll probably be on a tree.
Noble, if you were a leaf, where would you be?
Probably on the ground. Just lying there. Because I fell off a tree.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
On a tree.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
On a tree?
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
On a tree.
If you were a leaf, and you could be anywhere, where would you be?
What? Yeah, pizza. Yeah, leafy.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
Up in the tree.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
Are we ready? In the sky. Oh.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
I would be in summer.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
I'll be in the pool.
Where? Where would you be?
I'll be in the pool. Swimming.
If you were a leaf, where would you be?
A leaf?
Uh-huh.
In a tree. I would climb a tree. I would do that. I would be in a tree for 6 minutes. In the park.
In the students' responses, we heard a lot of realistic answers. To the leaf, it was a tree, most of the time, or on the ground. There were some variations, but basically it was a tree in the ground. There were some specific types of trees. And yet there were some responses that were really fanciful about floating in the air like a star. It was very poetic. Those sort of responses really help us to extend the conversation into multiple areas. A tree could grow almost anywhere. And if it couldn't grow, it's probably because the conditions aren't correct. That's getting more into the facts of the matter, of trees need water and light to grow. We know that. When we get into fantasy, then the conversation can take a few more twists and turns before we get to the reality of the world in which we live. And we want to keep the conversation, at least at first, as open as possible so that we can cover areas of the curriculum we might not have covered before because we were stuck with a tree in the ground. Therefore, resist the temptation to stay with fact. Resist that temptation, and we're all predisposed to thinking in facts. School is a place where you get information. Actually, the internet is the place where we get information these days. School should be a place where you learn to think divergently. It's hard for a computer to think divergently. Humans think divergently in different directions. That is the skill. If there is a skill we can teach others, it is that to think divergently. When you think divergently, you're not thinking like a computer. Computers think logically, lockstep, from there to there to there. If computers do that better than we do, we should let computers do that. And we should do the things that we're good at, which are thinking divergently. Wandering. Remember, fantasy is important. Divergent thinking, conversations. Fantasy, divergent thinking, conversations. That is where children learn to think critically and innovatively.